Hello guys, hello everyone. Welcome to Infinite Floating Stocks. Welcome to my welcome welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm gonna explain you about chart patterns. Chart patterns are very important. So it's mandatory for everyone who gonna trade to learn chart patterns. Okay, chart patterns plays a key role in day-to-day trading for intraday, for swing trades, and also for commodity trading, and also for if you want to trade for internet trade international markets as well. So the concepts are same: the support, resistance, and candlestick patterns, trend lines, and also chart patterns. All these concepts are similar, so you can use all these concepts and you can gain knowledge, and you need some practice, then you can get on to the real market charts and you can make money. If you master all these chart patterns and candlestick patterns and the support and resistances and trend lines, which I have taught you guys earlier. Okay, so in this video I'm basically going to talk about the most important chart patterns. Okay, I have shortlisted few chart patterns which are very important, and everyone gonna find them regularly on the charts. Regularly, yeah, when I say regularly, you'll find them very regular, right? From day to day, from different to different stocks, everyone can find all these chart patterns easily. Okay, so yes, these are all the contents for today's video. So I'm going to talk about chart patterns, what are chart patterns, and what are different types of chart patterns, and obviously the entries, exits, target, stop loss, and all those things for chart patterns. And yeah, the important points that everyone should be keeping them in the mind while dealing with chart patterns, and how to identify and draw chart patterns effectively. Okay, so yes, let's begin this video. All right. So, what are chart patterns? To explain this, uh, I need to get onto the charts. All right, let's get onto the charts. I'll be explaining you what is a chart pattern. Okay. So, I'm expecting that everyone is able to see my screen. So, yes, to draw its chart pattern, you need to click on this pencil icon here. Once the pencil icon is clicked, drawing tool will be populated towards the left end of the screen. So you need to utilize all these things to draw chart patterns. Among them, you need to utilize horizontal line and segment and lines, normal line, horizontal line, normal line, and segment. Mostly we use only these three things to draw chart patterns, and we can also make use of this channel. Okay, this is channel drawing tool, this is horizontal drawing tool, and this is segment, and this is line. We need to use most of the, I mean, we need to make good use of all these tools to make our trading effective. Okay, all right. So chart pattern is very simple. Chart pattern is nothing but it's just the combination of support, resistance, and trend lines. Okay, I repeat, chart pattern can be defined as it's just the combination of support and resistance or trend lines. Okay, so you already know what is support, what is resistance, and what are trend lines. Okay, I'm expecting that you guys are very perfect with that because I have explained them in a very clear manner so that everyone get onto it immediately once you are done with that video. Okay, so yeah, now I'll be drawing few chart patterns, and I'll be explaining their importance in next few minutes. Okay. So to draw a chart pattern, now I'll be selecting segment here. This is segment, and I try to draw this thing. This is one trend line, and this is another trend line. Okay. Now see, I already revealed the definition of chart pattern. I said that it's the combination of support or resistance or trend lines. Okay. Now I have drawn two trend lines here. This is support trend line and this is resistance trend line, because sellers came at the resistance trend line and they pushed the price towards downward, but at support trend line, buyers came to the market and they pushed the price towards upward. Again at the resistance trend line, again sellers came to the market and they pushed the price towards downward, And again, at the support trend line, buyers came to the market and they pushed the price towards upward. Okay. So you already know how to draw trend lines. And yes, you need to have minimum 2 touch points to draw a trend line. And more the number of touch points, the stronger will be the levels. Okay. So that's an important point. You need to remember that. So more the number of touch points, the stronger will be the trend line, or the stronger will be the support or resistance. It can be anything. It can be any pattern. Okay. But you need to have more number of touch points to make it more stronger. So like I said, chart pattern is nothing but it's the combination of trend lines or support or resistance. Okay. Now see, it looks like a pattern, right? When I zoom out, it looks like a pattern, and it's a combination of trend lines. I have drawn one resistance trend line and I have drawn one support trend line. Now this makes looks like a pattern. So that's how simple it is. Okay. So this looks like a pattern. So I call it as a chart pattern. Okay, that's it. Now I'll be drawing few other chart patterns to justify my definition and to make you understand better. Okay, so let's move back and search for patterns. Oh, this looks great. Okay, this is resistance trend line and this is support trend line. Okay, zoom out. It looks like a pattern. Okay, it's just the combination of two trend lines. Okay, now again, this is also this is resistance trend line and this is support trend line. This is chart pattern. Okay, again zoom. All right, this looks great. Again, this is resistance trend line and this is support trend line. Okay, this is a chart pattern. All right, and yes, it's very easy. You need to connect just 2 touch points to draw a pattern. This is a pattern. Okay, that's how simple it is. You need to use, I mostly use segment to draw chart patterns. You can also use line here. Both can do the same job. All right, now look at this thing. Oh, yeah, it takes time. As a beginner, it takes little more time to identify the patterns. But once you get addicted to charts, once you spend more times with the charts, I mean, you will get to identify them very easily. Once you get more practice, or once you spend more time onto the charts. Okay, and yes, this is also a pattern. Okay, this is also a pattern. Okay, that's how simple it is. It's just the combination of support or resistance or trend lines. Okay, now see, uh I draw a support here. This looks like a good support, and I draw a trend line here like this. Sorry, I'll select segment and I draw a pattern like this. Okay, now I zoom out. It looks like a pattern. Okay, this is a pattern. All right, that's how you should be drawing chart patterns. Okay, now I'll be revealing the names of all these chart patterns. Okay, so for that, I'll be walking you through the slides first, then I'll be explaining you the importance of different chart patterns. Okay, so yes, now I'm expecting that you all know what is chart pattern and what is the definition of chart patterns and how to draw them using drawing tools provided by the broker. All right, so yes, here is the definition of chart pattern. Chart patterns are combinations of support or resistance and trend lines. Okay, and one need minimum 2 touch points to draw it any pattern. To draw any pattern, you need minimum 2 touch points. This is mandatory for all things. Like to draw a support, you need minimum 2 touch points. To draw a resistance, you need minimum 2 touch points. To draw a trend line, you also need minimum 2 touch points. To draw a chart pattern, again, it's just the combination of support and resistance or trend line, and here also you need minimum 2 touch points to draw a chart pattern. And here comes the important point of this slide, which is more the number of touch points, the stronger will be the pattern. Okay, so always look for more number of touch points while drawing support or resistance or trend lines or chart patterns. Okay, all right, what are different types of chart patterns? I already shown you different types like this. This looks like one pattern. And if we go back, and yes, all right, this looks like another pattern. And yes, this looks like another pattern. And this looks like another pattern. All right, this looks like another pattern. So, and yes, this looks like another pattern. So there are many different types of patterns, but yes, we have shortlisted few very important chart patterns, okay, that everyone needs to know and that everyone needs to master to become good at trading. To make money from the market regularly, you need to master drawing support, resistance, trend lines, and chart patterns effectively. All right. So different types. Yes, this slide is very important. So these are all the different types of chart patterns which are very important. Okay. So these are all the chart patterns which we have shortlisted to explain you guys, because all these chart patterns are really mandatory for everyone to practice or to master these patterns to make money from the market on regular basis. Okay. So there are three types of chart patterns. Among them, one is continuation pattern. Okay. So flag pattern and pennant pattern comes under continuation patterns. And reversals. Reversal patterns are of four types. Among them, one is ascending channel, second one is descending channel, and third one is rising wedge, and the fourth one is falling wedge. Okay. And yes, third type is triangle patterns. Here, symmetric triangle and ascending triangle and descending triangle. These three triangle patterns comes under triangle patterns, and channels and wedges comes under reversal patterns, and flag and pennant comes under continuation patterns. All right. Don't get worried after seeing all these names. No worries. Moving forward, I'm going to explain you each and every pattern, and yeah, how to trade on that pattern. Okay. So cool. Don't worry. Yes. Now I'm going to explain you about continuation patterns. So among continuation pattern, the first one is flag pattern, and the second one is pennant pattern. All right. So yes. All right. Now you can pause this video, and you should be drawing all these four diagrams into your notebook, and you need to find all these patterns on the chart. Okay. I repeat, you can pause this video and you can draw all these figures into your notebook, and you should be finding out all these patterns on the chart on regular basis. Okay. So these four diagrams falls under continuation patterns, because continuation patterns includes flag pattern and pennant pattern. So in this slide, I have put flag pattern and pennant pattern. Okay. So flag looks like a flag. So look at this first diagram. I'm going to explain you this now. So look at this flag. It looks like a flag. Imagine India flag. It will be like a rectangle, right? Same way. So flags come from, I mean, flag pattern comes from that reference because it looks like a flag. So when the market is moving upward after the breakout, so such type of pattern is called bull flag pattern. Okay. And bear flag. So bear flag is nothing but if the market is breaking towards downward of the pattern and going down, then such type of pattern is called bear flag. I repeat, bull is nothing but buying pressure. Bear is nothing but selling pressure. Selling means going towards downward. Bullish means going towards upward. Okay. Now see, in this flag pattern, the upper level is broken and market is moving towards upward. So we call it as bull flag, and it looks like a rectangle or it looks like a flag. So we call it as bull flag. When it comes to bear flag, the downward level will be broken and market will move towards downward. Okay. So such type of pattern is called bear flag, because it broke towards downward, and because of selling pressure, it goes towards downward, and it looks like a rectangle or it looks like a flag. So we call it as bear flag. Okay. And I'll explain you the logic behind continuation patterns, because all right, look at this point. It says continuation, which means continuing the market direction. Now see, market is moving upward and formed a pattern here and continued the movement. So we call it, so this flag pattern comes under continuation patterns, because market is continuing its older movement. This is market's this is market's older movement, which is towards upward, and it formed a pattern and it broke high level, and it went again and it continued its upward movement. So we call it as continuation pattern. And look at this bear flag. Market came from, I mean, the price falls from the top and forms a pattern and breaks the lower level and again continues its movement towards downward. So we call it as bear flag. Okay. All right. Let's get on to pennant now. So this is how the pennant looks like. So there are two types of pennants. Among them, one is bullish pennant and the another one is bearish pennant. Okay. So bullish pennant looks like this, and we call it bullish because when the upper level of, I mean, upper trend line breaks, when upper trend line breaks and the market continues to move towards upward, then we call it as bullish because bull indicates buying pressure. And when the lower trend line breaks and because of selling pressure, when the market moves towards downward, then we call it as a bearish market because bearish means huge selling pressure. Okay. So I repeat, this is how the pennant looks like. And if the upper trend line is broken and market continues to move upward, then we call it as bullish pennant. And when the market is when the market is moving in the pattern, and if the lower trend line is broken and if the market continues to move towards downward, then such type of movement is called, or such type of pattern is called bearish pennant. Okay. And again, here say the initial direction of the market is towards upward, it formed a pattern and continued to move towards upward, so it comes under continuation pattern. Okay. And look at bearish. Initial trend of the market is towards downward. Then it formed a pattern, which is pennant pattern, and it broke the lower trend line and it continued its movement towards downward. Okay. So the initial direction of the market did not change. Here it's downward. So it broke downward trend line and came down. So we call it as continuation pattern, which says the initial direction of the market doesn't change in these type of patterns. Okay. Here in bull flag, the initial direction is towards upward. After breakout, it moved upward, so we call it as bull flag. Here in this bear flag, the initial direction is towards downward and it broke downward trend line, I mean support trend line. So I mean support, I mean resistance or trend line. Okay. Resistance trend line. Okay. So it broke, sorry, support trend line. So it broke this level and it continued its movement. So we call it as bear flag. And when it comes to bullish moment, the bullish pennant, the initial direction is towards upward and upward trend line is broken. I mean, the resistance trend line is broken and continued to move towards upward. So we call it as bullish pennant. When it comes to bearish pennant, the initial direction of the market is towards downward and it formed a pattern and it broke lower trend line, which is support trend line, and it continued its movement to downward only. So we call it as bearish pennant. So I repeat, in continuation patterns, the initial direction of the market doesn't change. So initially, the market will continue to move in its own direction after forming a pattern. Okay, so we call it as continuation patterns. That's good. So I'm expecting that you guys are good with flags and pennants. Okay. So, all right, let's get on to reversal patterns. Okay. These are all the 4 patterns which comes under reversal patterns. Among them, the first one is ascending channel. Second one is descending channel. Third one is rising wedge. Fourth one is falling wedge. Okay. So these are all the 4 patterns which comes under reversal patterns. So the first one is continuation pattern, where the market, I mean, the initial direction of the market won't change. So we call in this patterns. So we call it as continuation patterns. When I call it as a reversal pattern, that means the initial direction of the market changes, it reverses back. So all these chart patterns are called reversal patterns. Okay. All right. This is how the ascending channel looks like. Okay. It's very simple. Ascending channel is nothing but Yes, you need to be connecting two touch points and extending the trend lines. Okay, you need to draw support trend line and resistance trend line, and yes, and this ascending channel comes under reversal patterns, because now see, this channel says that the market is moving towards upward. See, it moved towards upward from this area. The market moved towards upward, so we call it as ascending channel, but it broke towards downward and the market moved towards downward. It's reversing its direction, right? See, the channel looks like a ascending channel. The market is moving towards upward, okay, after entering into the pattern. But when it breaks, the the market is coming towards downward. It's reversing its original direction, so it comes under reversal pattern. Okay, so this is how the ascending channel looks like, and descending channel. All right, so now see, this is how the descending channel looks like. It's very simple. You need to draw support trend line or resistance trend line, and yeah, you need to connect them and you need to zoom out. It will look like a pattern, so we call it as a chart pattern. And now see, in ascending channel, price is moving towards upward after entering into the channel. It moved toward upward. After breakout, it came down. It changed its direction. See, in the similar way, in descending channel, see, market entered here and it moved towards downward. After entering into the channel pattern, in descending channel pattern, the market price will move down. Look at this figure. It says that after entering into the channel pattern, into descending channel pattern, the market moved towards downward. Okay, but it after breakout, it moved towards upward. Okay, I repeat, in descending channel pattern, in channel pattern, the market moved towards downward, but after breakout, it moved towards upward. Okay, it's changed its direction, so we call it as descending channel pattern. Okay, so this is how the ascending channel and this is how the descending channel looks like. And yes, you need to connect trend lines to draw a chart pattern. And in ascending channel, market moves towards upward and it reverses after breakout. It will come down. So we call it as ascending channel and it comes under reversal patterns. And descending channel. In descending channel, after entering into the pattern, the market moves towards downward, but after breakout, it reverses its direction and move in upward direction. So we call it as a descending channel. And because it's changing its direction, we call it as, we call it comes under reversal patterns. Okay. All right. This is rising wedge. This is how the wedge look like. Okay. So wedge is very simple. Again, we only need minimum two touch points to draw any pattern. To draw a wedge, you also need minimum two touch points, and you need to connect support trend line and resistance trend line and zoom out. It will look like a pattern, pennant pattern, and wedge pattern. And this wedge pattern also comes under reversal patterns, because look at the pattern. In pattern, market move towards upward. This is how the market entered into the pattern. After entering, it moved towards upward. Okay, look at this support trend line. Okay, it's in a slant direction and the market is moving towards upward in when it is in the pattern. But after breaking out, after coming out of a pattern, it reversed its direction and came down. It moved down. Okay, so because it's changing its direction, so we call it as reversal pattern. And the pattern is looking like a wedge and it's pointing towards upward, so we call it as a rising wedge. Okay, so that's how simple it is. And falling wedge is the opposite thing of rising wedge. See, it is pointed towards downward, so we call it as falling wedge. If it's pointing towards upward, we call it as rising wedge. In rising wedge, market moves towards upward, but after breakout, it reverses its direction and comes down. So this type of change in direction uh, helps us to categorize this pattern into reversal patterns. Okay, and it looks like a wedge, so we call it as a rising wedge. Now falling wedge, it's just the opposite of rising wedge. And because it is pointing towards downward, so we call it as a falling wedge. And look at the market movement here. The market is moving towards downward after entering into the pattern. Okay, it entered here at this point, but later see, it moved towards downward when it is inside the pattern. Okay, but after breakout, it reverses its pattern. I mean, it reverses its direction and it moves in an upward direction. Okay, so this, because it's changing its direction, so we categorize this pattern into reversal pattern, and it looks like a wedge, so we call it as a falling wedge if it's pointed towards bottom side. Okay, uh, I'm expecting that you guys are very clear with what is flag, what is pennant, and what are two types of reversal patterns and other two types of reversal patterns. That is ascending channel and descending channel, and falling wedge and rising wedge. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna reverse reversal patterns again. Okay, so there are four types of reversal patterns. Among them, one is ascending channel, and the one is descending channel, and third one is rising wedge, and the fourth one is falling wedge. Okay, this is how the ascending channel looks like. And when inside the pattern, the market moves towards upward, but after breakout, it changes its direction and falls towards downward. Okay, so because it's changing its direction, so we categorize this into reversal patterns, and the pattern is looking like a channel, so we call it as ascending channel. Okay, and descending channel. Descending channel, when the market is moving inside the channel, the market moves in a downward direction and the pattern will also looks like a downward direction. But after breakout, it changes its direction and move towards upward. So this type of, because it's changing its direction after breakout, after coming out of a pattern, so we call it, so we categorize this pattern into reversal patterns. And yes, this looks like a channel pattern pointing towards downward, so we call it as descending channel. Okay, rising wedge. When the mouth is pointed towards upward, so we call it as rising wedge. In rising wedge, market moves towards upward, but after breakout, it reverses its direction and move towards downward. Because it's changing its direction after breakout, we categorize this pattern into reversal patterns. And the diagram looks like, I mean, the pattern looks like a wedge, so we call it as a rising wedge. Okay, and falling wedge. Falling wedge is very similar to rising wedge, but the mouth will be pointed towards downward, and it's the opposite of rising wedge. Okay, in falling wedge, the market will move towards downward, but after breakout, it changes its direction and continues. I mean, it reverses its direction and move towards upward. So because it's changing its direction after breakout, so we categorize this pattern into reversal patterns. Okay, and yes, it looks like, because the mouth is pointed towards downward and it looks like a wedge, so we call it as a falling wedge. So these are flags, and this is bear flag, this is bull flag, this is bullish pennant, this is bearish pennant. Okay, here the initial direction of the market didn't change. It came from the bottom and went again to continued its movement. Here again came from the bottom, I mean, it came from the top, sorry, it's coming towards downward and continue to move towards downward. So if it continues its direction, it comes under continuation patterns. If it reverses its direction, we categorize it into reversal patterns. Now here comes the third triangle patterns, third type of patterns, which is triangle patterns. And there are three types of triangle patterns. Among them, one is symmetric triangle, and the other one is ascending triangle, and the third one is descending triangle. All right, this is how the patterns looks like. Okay, so when I call it as a symmetric triangle, it will look like this, that two trend lines will collide. Okay, they touch at a point, so it looks like this. And in this scenario, the market comes from the bottom, forms a pattern, and after breakout, it continues to move in its direction. Okay, and ascending triangle. In ascending triangle, here comes the important point. Okay, in ascending triangle, this top line is called resistance line. Okay, it is fixed. I repeat, in ascending triangle, this top line is called resistance line, and this down line is called support trend line. I repeat, in ascending channel, this top line is called resistance line or resistance zone, and this bottom line is called support trend line. Okay, so in this pattern, market comes from the bottom, forms a pattern and breaks the resistance and move towards upward. Okay, in descending channel, here comes the important points of descending channel. So this is support. This bottom line is called support line, and this top line is called resistance trend line. It's the opposite of ascending triangle. Okay, in ascending triangle, this is support trend line and this is resistance. But in descending triangle, this is resistance trend line and this is support. Okay, this is support and this is resistance trend line. In descending triangle, market comes from the top and forms pattern and breaks the support, and it moves to move towards downward. In ascending triangle, resistance will be broken. In descending triangle, support will be broken. Okay, there won't be any effect to trend line. In descending triangle, this is resistance trend line, and in ascending triangle, this is support trend line. Okay, there won't be any breakout towards trend line, but the breakout will happen towards support or resistance. In case of ascending triangle, resistance will be broken. In case of descending triangle, support will be broken. Okay, so yes guys, it's highly important for everyone to master all these patterns. So one is flag pattern, the other one is pennant pattern, and the third type of pattern is ascending channel and descending channel. Next, wedges, rising wedge, falling wedge, and three types of triangle patterns. One is symmetrical triangle, other one is ascending triangle, and the third one is descending triangle. Okay, so these are all the important chart patterns that everyone should master to make good money from the market on regular basis. Okay, so yes, here comes the important question. So where do we enter, where do we exit when we are dealing with chart patterns, and what should be the stop loss while dealing with chart patterns? And yeah, how much, what should be the target, or how much profit can I expect if I'm working on chart patterns or if I'm trading on chart patterns? Okay, so these are all the common questions that you guys are having now. So in next 10 minutes or 5 minutes, I'm gonna clear you, I'm gonna explain you all these things clearly. Okay, so I'll be explaining you entry, exits, stop loss, and targets for different chart patterns. For that, let's get on to the charts. All right. Now see, this looks like a channel pattern. It looks like a descending channel, right? Because pattern is towards downward, but after breakout, it moved towards upward. Okay. So I'm expecting that you guys are able to identify the name of the pattern, because it is pointed towards downward and it looks like a channel. So we call it as a descending channel, and the breakout happened here, and it's now see in here the market is moving towards downward, but after breakout it changed its direction and moving towards upward. Okay, so we call it as a because it's changing its direction, we call it as, I mean we qualify it to, I mean we call it comes under reversal patterns, and the name of this pattern is descending channel. Okay, and yes, entries should be at the breakout. Now you should be making entry here. Okay, always remember, you need to enter the market only after breakouts. Okay, breakouts are very important. Okay, in life, breakups are bad, but in chart patterns, breakouts are good. Okay, because breakouts helps you make more money when it comes to trading. So always remember, you always need to trade on breakouts. Okay, breakout is nothing but, I mean the pattern should be broken and market should, I mean break the pattern and should come out of the pattern. So you need to be waiting for the market to come out of a pattern, or to yeah, you need to wait for the market to come out of a pattern to make your entries. Okay, so you need to make buy entry immediately after the pattern is broken, and your stop loss should be here. Okay, below this trend line, your stop loss should be below the breakout candle as well. So this is breakout candle. This green candle is breakout candle. So you should be entering on the next candle after the breakout, and your stop loss should be below the breakout candle and below the resistance trend line. Okay, so your stop loss should be here in this scenario, and your entry should be here, and your target should be this point. You can expect the target till this point. Okay, because here is the pattern began, so you can expect for the market to touch this point. Now see, it touched it, your target is achieved. You can wait for the you can wait for the market to touch your target, or if you're good with few points, you can immediately book your profits here. Okay, so that's how you should be trading. I'll be explaining this with another example as well. All right, this is another pattern. Okay, here the breakout happened, so you can make buy entry here, and your target should be this, and your stop loss should be and one more thing, guys, your stop loss can be below this resistance trend line, or you can also place your stop loss here as well, below the pattern. Okay, it depends upon your risk management. So that's how you should be putting your stop loss and setting your targets. Now let's search for another pattern. Oh, this looks good. I have already drawn it. Now see, this looks like a pattern. Now see, here the breakout happened. So in this scenario, this candle is called breakout candle, and you need to be making entry over here after the breakout, and your stop loss should be here, and your target should be this level. Now see, your target is achieved. Okay, because here is the starting point of the pattern. So the starting point of the pattern should be your highest target. Okay, your target can be this level, or it can be this level as well. That is another thing, but the ideal target, or the maximum target that you can put for such trades is the starting point of the pattern. Okay, this is where the pattern began, so you can put your target, I mean the maximum target should be at this point. Now see, your target has achieved here. So in this scenario, you need to enter at this point after breakout candle. This is breakout candle. You need to enter after breakout candle, and your stop loss should be below the breakout candle and below the resistance trend line. This is resistance trend line, and your maximum target can be the height of the starting point of the pattern, or your target can be next support and resistance zone. For example, this is next support and resistance zone because the market experienced the resistance here and moved down. So this should be your first target, and this should be your second target. Okay, now let's come on to this pattern. Now see, this is a pattern, this is resistance trend line, and this is support trend line. Now see, it came out of the pattern, so you can make buy position here. Okay, and your stop loss should be below this candle. Okay, now see, your maximum target can be this level, your maximum target can be that level. Now see, not all the, I mean, not all your targets will be reached in real time scenario. So this is not the, you should not be ideally waiting for the maximum target. Okay, so you need to be little practical. You need to be, yes, you need to be alert, and you need to be practical, and you need to be start booking your profits once the first target is reached. Okay, you should not be waiting for the highest target. This is the last target. Okay, because this is the starting point of the pattern. So the first target should be the next nearest support and resistance level. Now see, you have entered here after the breakout, and you have put your stop loss below the breakout candle and below the resistance trend line, and your first target should be next support and resistance level. In this scenario, the next support and resistance level is this thing, and the next support and resistance level is this thing. Okay, and the next support and resistance level is this thing. Okay, now see, if you enter here, this should be your first target, this should be your second target, and this should be your third target. Okay, so that's how you should be setting your targets. Now I'll explain you this with another example. Let's search. Yes, this pattern. Yeah, this pattern didn't give good movement. So yes, after breakout, your entry should be here, your stop loss should be here, and your target should be, yeah, your target should be, there isn't any good support or resistance level here. So we ignore such type of patterns. But yes, you can scalp, you can book some profit here. The market anyway moved, the market anyway gave good points there. And yes, let's consider this pattern. I'm going to delete all these things. Okay, let them be, no problem. So let's consider this pattern. Okay, this is support level and this is trend line. Like I told, chart pattern is the combination of support and resistances. In this pattern is formed because of this support line and because of this resistance trend line. Okay, now see, it was in the pattern, and finally it broke the pattern. Okay, here it came out of the pattern. Okay, so you need to be making sell entry immediately after the pattern is broken. Okay, you need to be making sell entry here and your stop loss should be here. And look at the fall, all these are your profits. Okay, so it's not really difficult to make money from the market. So it's really easy. So it's just that you need to spend more time with the charts and you just need to identify the patterns and you need to make perfect entries. Okay, when I say perfect entries, you need to enter at the breakout, I mean after the breakout. Okay, you need to enter after the breakout and your stop loss should be below the breakout candle, or it should be below the trend line, that resistance trend line, and your target should be next to support or resistance level. Okay, I'm going to repeat and explain this again. Okay, now let's consider this pattern. Okay, so this looks like a pattern, right? When I zoom out, it looks like a pattern. In this scenario, I'm going to make sell position here because the market came out of the pattern. So I'm going to make sell position here immediately after breakout and my stop loss should be here. This is my entry, this is my stop loss, and my target, my, yeah, this is like a scalping trade. Okay, it gave you good points, but the maximum target that you can set is this point because this is the starting point of the pattern. So this can be the maximum target you can set, but not all the targets will be reached. So your first target should be your next support or resistance level. In this scenario, this is your next support and resistance level because here the market took support and bounced back. So this level should be your target. Now see, your target is reached. You entered here and you entered here and your target is this level. Now see, your target is reached. All this is your profits because you entered here after the breakout. Your stop loss is here above the breakout candle. I repeat, wait, this is a pattern. Okay, this is where the breakout happened. So I'll be entering here and my stop loss will be here. I mean, above the breakout candle, and my target will be next to support and resistance level. That is this point. Okay. So now see, I entered here and all these are my profits. It touched my target. Okay. I'll explain you this with another example as well. Now, this is another pattern. Okay. It looks like a pattern. The market entered here and formed a pattern. And I'll just sit back and wait for the pattern to break. Okay. I will wait for the market to break the pattern and come out of it. And finally, I found that the market broke the pattern and came out here. So I'll immediately enter here after the breakout and my stop loss should be here. Okay, above the breakout candle, I'll put my stop loss and this will be my entry after breakout and this will be my stop loss, that is above the breakout candle or above the support trend line. Okay, and my target will be next to support and resistance level. So this is my next resistance level, this is another thing, this is another level, and all these are my targets. Now see, from here my first target achieved, second target achieved, third target achieved, fourth target achieved. Okay, So that's how you should be setting targets. Your target should be next to support and resistance level. Your entry should be after the breakout, after the breakout of the pattern, and your stop loss should be above the breakout candle if you're making sell entry, and below the breakout candle if you're making buy entry. Okay. Now, yes, let's consider another example. Look, this looks like a pattern. Okay. All right. This looks like a pattern for me. Now the breakout happened here. So I'll be drawing this pattern. I'll be just sitting back. Okay, peacefully. So once I see the breakout, once I see the market coming out of the pattern, I immediately make buy position here after the breakout happened. And I'll put my stop loss here below the breakout candle. Now see, I have put my stop loss below the breakout candle, and it is also below resistance trend line. This is resistance trend line, and this is below the breakout candle. I'll put my stop loss here, and this will be my entry. And look at the market. It moved heavily. So all these are my profits. Okay. So that's how you should be trading. And like I told, your first target should be next to support and resistance level. So I'll draw next to possible support and resistances. This one, this one. Okay. Now see, I have entered here. Sorry. All right. I have entered here. I have entered here after the breakout, and this is the stop loss. And yes, this will be my, not really. This won't be my first target because that's very close to my entry. So yeah, this will be this line, this resistance level will be my first target. And yes, it achieved my first target and moved even more towards my target, even more far from my target. Okay. Now let's identify the pattern. And guys, it's not really necessary to remember the names of patterns. Okay. Like you don't need to remember flag, whether it is a flag or whether it is a pennant or whether it is a ascending channel or whether it is a descending channel or whether it is a rising wedge or a falling wedge or it is a triangle or symmetric triangle or ascending triangle or descending triangle. So it's not really necessary to remember all the names because we are not preparing for some theory examination, or we are not it's not real. I mean, we are not going to write down the names in some answer sheet and we are not going to submit it to some invigilator. Okay. So guys, just be practical. uh, it's not really necessary to remember the names, but it's highly important to draw them perfectly, to identify them effectively. Okay. I repeat, you need not remember the names of patterns because we are not going to write examination or score marks or do something. Okay. We are here to make money from the market. So it's highly important to observe them, to draw them perfectly. It's highly important to draw them perfectly. It's highly important to, yeah, what can I say? Yeah, it's instead of spending time in remembering the names, I would request you all to spend time in drawing them effectively, in identifying them effectively. Okay. So guys, please stop remembering the names of patterns, but utilize the time to draw them perfectly or to identify the patterns effectively. Okay. So that helps you to make money. Remembering the names won't give you anything. Now see, this is another pattern. This is another trend line, and this is another pattern. Okay. Small pattern. Now see, look at the breakout. This is breakout. I make sell entry here. This will be my stop loss. And oh, sorry. Look, these are all my profits. I'll enjoy the money. Okay. So it's very simple to make money. And again, I'll search for another pattern. Oh, this looks great. Now see, this is another pattern. Okay. Another pattern. Okay. I'll just draw the pattern and sit back for the market to break the pattern or come out of the pattern. So once the pattern is broken, it broke the pattern here. It came out of the pattern here. So I'll make sell entry here. I'll put my stop loss here and boom, market fell badly. All those are my profits. Okay. You can enjoy. Yeah. You can start booking your profits. If you're greedy, you can wait for more time. But yeah, if you're good with the profits, you can book them immediately. And again, you need to put ideal targets. Like I told, your target should be next to support and resistance level. In this scenario, this should be your first target, because here where the market took support and bounced back towards upward. So this line should be your first target. So you should be booking 50% of your quantities at the first target. So this is your first target. And look, this is the maximum profit that you can wait for, because here is the point where the pattern has begun. And like I told, the maximum target can be the starting point of the pattern. So this is your starting point, and yes, your starting point is reached here. Okay, here. So this can be the maximum profit that you can expect from the breakout trades from the patterns. Okay, so you can book all your profits here. And always remember, entry should be after breakout, stop loss should be above for breakout candle if you are making sell entry, and below of breakout candle if you are making buy entry. And yes, target should be your next nearest support or resistance level. So see, I'm not explaining the names of patterns while explaining you entries and exits, because it's not necessary to remember the names. It's highly necessary, or it's highly important to draw them effectively, to identify them effectively. Okay, you just need to draw them perfectly, you just need to identify them effectively, you just need to wait for breakouts and make perfect entry, put perfect stop loss, and just chill. So market will be helping you to make money. Okay, you don't need to work hard, you just need to identify the pattern, just master all these patterns. I can guarantee you all the profits. Okay, so it's very simple, not very difficult. Now I'll try to identify another patterns, and yes, I'm going to wind up this session. All right, this looks good. This is another trend line, and this is another trend line. This looks like a pattern, right? Okay, this looks like a pattern, amazing pattern. I don't want to remember the name of the pattern. Imagine that I don't know the name of this pattern. Now see, I just draw them, and I'll wait for the breakout. Look, here the breakout happened. Okay, here the breakout happened. So I'll make buy entry immediately here. I put my stop loss here, and boom, all these are my profits. Okay, and like I told, my target should be next support and resistance level. So this is next resistance level. Okay, so this is where I'll be booking my 50% of profit, 50% of quantities. Example, if I'm entering the market with 1,000 quantities, I'll be booking 500 quantities at my first target at this point. Okay, and I'll be leaving another 50% of my quantities for the next target. Okay, now the next target is this point, because here where the next resistance zone it is. Okay, so now see, I'll zoom out. Yeah, this is a pattern, and this is where I have entered. This is my entry after the breakout, and here is my stop loss below the breakout candle or below this resistance trend line. And my target is next to support and resistance level. So this is next to support and resistance level. So this will be my first target. And when I zoom out, this is my next resistance level. So this will be my second target level. Okay. So now after entering here, market moved towards upward and achieved my first target. And I'm going to book 500 quantities here if I'm entering with 1,000 quantities. And yes, I am left with remaining 500 quantities for second target. Now see, my second target is also achieved here. So like I already told you many times that support and resistances are not solid lines, they are zones. So this is a zone. So you need to be immediately booking your profits there itself instead of waiting for your market price to touch that line. Okay, it's a zone, you need to consider it's as a zone. Okay, so this will be your second target, this will be your first target, and this will be your stop loss, and this will be your entry after the breakout. And yes, and I repeat, you don't need to remember the names of the pattern, you only need to master them, or you only need to identify them I mean, perfectly. You need to draw them perfectly. You need to identify them perfectly. Okay. It's not necessary to remember the names. Yes. Now we are done with what are exits. I mean, when to enter, when to exit, what should be the stop loss, and what are the targets. Okay. And yes, entry should be after the breakout, and stop loss should be below the breakout candle if you're making buy entry, and stop loss should be above the breakout candle if you're making sell entry. Okay. And target should be your next or nearest to support or resistance level. Okay. All right. So I repeat, entry should be at the breakout, and stop loss should be the below dynamic level. I already shown you that. And target should be next or nearest support or resistance level. This is highly important. And target can be at the starting point of that pattern. I already told you that. Target can also be the starting point of the pattern, but that is a maximum target that you can put for yourself if you're trading on chart patterns. Okay. And breakout of patterns gives huge rally. Okay. Always you need to trade on breakouts because breakouts gives you good money in market. And always look for patterns and wait for breakouts. Okay. All right. Important points while dealing with chart patterns. Trading on chart patterns is the best part of trading. I can say it very louder because because I know what it is. Okay. So I repeat because it's very important. Trading on chart patterns is best part of trading. I repeat again because it's very important. Trading on chart patterns is the best part of trading. It gives good results, and we need minimum 2 touch points to draw any pattern. This is very important. And this here comes the another important point, which is more the number of touch points, the stronger will be the pattern, or the stronger will be support, or the stronger will be resistance or trend line. Okay. And there can be patterns inside pattern. Okay. And chart pattern should be drawn from higher time frame to lower time frame. Don't worry, I'm going to explain this in next session. And chart patterns drawn in higher time frame are more stronger than chart patterns drawn in lower time frame. Okay. Not only chart patterns, but also support and resistance, trend lines and chart patterns, all these things which are drawn in higher time frame are more stronger than support and resistance, trend lines and chart patterns which are drawn in lower time frames. Okay. And how to identify chart patterns, how to identify and draw chart patterns effectively. It's very simple. Okay. There is no shortcut for this. You need to practice. Okay. You need to practice, practice, practice. Okay. Spend more time with the charts. And yes, don't remember the names. Just you need to focus on drawing them perfectly to make money. Okay. And practice makes everyone perfect, and it will make you also perfect. If you spend more time with the charts, if you work hard, it comes to you. It's not a rocket science. Okay. So, all right, I'm done with this session. If you guys really like my explanation, and if you guys are able to understand what is taught in this video, please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone.